your wire harness, you're going to find 4 wires. There are going to be 2 brown ones, a red one, and a blue one, and they will be bundled together with an extra brown one wrapped in black tape. Okay, what that is, that's going to be your headlights group. Okay, and you'll be able to read that back inside. It'll say headlight group. Now, depending on what style headlight switch that you're going to use, okay, is the way that you're going to hook that up. Now, I use a nice aftermarket one. It's got an aluminum knob on it, and it's really handy, and it's real easy to read right here. It says park lights, tail lights, headlights. Of course, this one here, this connection here would be for your dimmer lights for your dash, and then you got your main power source, okay, your 12-volt power source battery. Now, this is actually an auxiliary if you want to hook up an outlet for your cell phone, okay, cigarette lighter. That's a good place to put it. Make sure that you have an inline fuse on that. And this comes with the screws ready to install. So I'm going to mount my switch in the dash approximately in this area right here. So I'm going to take my wires and I'm going to measure them out, and I'm going to make sure that there's ample supply of slack in there in case I ever have to remove the dash, that it'll come out with it. And I'm going to go ahead and cut my wires. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip my wire down. And on this particular headlight switch, I go ahead and use eyelets. I don't use the fork style that look like that and slide in. I like to use eyelets. That way it's a nice secure fit. So what I do is I go ahead and install all the wires on all the butt connectors on my wires, just like so. And then I go ahead, I connect my wires. Make sure that you have nice, tight connections on all your butt connectors that you're putting together. Make sure that no frayed wires are sticking out. Once again, these videos that I'm making for electrical automotive wiring, this is just actually to give you tips and advice of how to hook up everything that you need to hook up. This isn't a step-by-step procedure on everything that needs hooked up. So pay attention, watch close, and learn. And actually the whole car wires up basically how I'm doing it right here. Once I have all my butt connectors installed, as you can see, okay, I go ahead and I get my light switch. The first one I want to hook up is the battery. Okay, so I go ahead and take the nut off and I hook the battery up. Because it's pretty common sense that the red one would be for your battery. Now, as I'm looking at my switch right here, I don't know if you can see that, it says head. Okay, that means headlights. So I look at my blue wire, that says headlamps, and I'm going to hook it right there. So I get me a screw, go ahead and put it through the eyelets, just like so. After you hook up the blue wire, you should only have 2 wires left, which are brown. One of them's for your parking lights in the front, and one's for the stop lights. So look at them very closely and find out which one's your park lights. And that will be the one that goes next in line. The last one to install, well, the first to the last one is our tail lights, which will be our tail light section. And if you notice, all my wires are coming out towards the back. I'm going to show you why in a second. That's going to keep them all uniform and tied in correctly. Tighten that up, and I have one last wire, and that will be for our dash lights, our dimmer lights. So I go ahead, and I just took me there's one in there, but by the time you cut your wires, you'll have to dig it out. You can either do that or just get a piece of scrap wire and go ahead and install that the same way you did all your other wires. Now you can actually, if you don't want to use your dimmer switch, your dash light dimmer lights, you can actually go ahead and hook it straight to the tail lights your gauge, you can hook your gauge lights straight to your tail lights, and what that'll do is when you turn on your light, your headlights, they'll always be on bright. Once all my wires are connected, as you can see, real nice and clean, everything has to be clean and organized. I go ahead and I take a wire tie, and I wire tie the wires where they're all together. One last thing that I do to my headlight switch, because that's a permanent hot all the time, that's a battery hot wire. I go ahead and take some tape, black tape, and I cover that end up real good, because I don't want that to be touching any bare metal at all. And what that's going to do for me is, while I'm working on the car and it's sitting down in here dangling around, if that happens to touch some metal, okay, like if I have it laying here and there's a piece of bare metal there, it's not going to short it out and cause an electrical short. So there's another electrical item hooked up in my car. The final and last segment of wiring our car up, okay, besides our gauges, I have to show you how to do that still, and the stereo system's pretty much self-explanatory. Okay, that's all we got left, besides the two hot wires for our AC. Okay, I hope that all the wiring experience that I've showed you has been a big help. When you wire up your air conditioner unit right here, just follow the directions. It's pretty much a plug and play on that. And everything else, besides wiring the dash up, which I will show you how to do that, our dash is out getting covered right now with ultra leather. So as soon as that gets back, I'll show you how to wire that up. But everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. I hope you enjoy what you've been watching, and I hope that this electrical wiring harness instructional videos have helped you out a lot. Always remember that it's very, very important to have a nice, tight ground on everything you put together. So this is Pete at Southwest Rod & Custom. You can call me at 972-420-1293. Or you can check out my website at southwestrodandcustom.com. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you on the next one.